I'm kidding. Spent like 45 minutes trying to get the live stream going. My God, I had to restart everything. So, all right. Anyway, okay. So, just like usual, what we always got going on, right? We are always and forever. We're gonna talk about real issues that real men that we all go through, and we're gonna go in on our Reddit page, and we're gonna go in and talk about everybody's problems. I'm here. I know that I can help those of you that are in need. You're lost in your life. You need a little bit more structure. You need maybe a big brother, or a figure to help you get out of a rut. Maybe you're struggling financially, struggling with addiction, struggling with trying to figure out what your purpose in life is. Then that is what we're here to do, and that's what we're going to do. All right. Um yeah, we're going to get after it. All right. So this I actually wanted to see if I can get this to display properly. Copy. And I want to see if it'll work. I'm trying something new here. So there we go. It should work now. Maybe, maybe not. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but we will see as time goes on. All right. Properties, blending mode. Huh. Yeah. Maybe subtract. Not really sure here. It's all right. I mean, we're gonna be able to get this thing rolling. One of these days, right? Let me see here. I just want to see what this does. And the only way you get better at doing stuff is by doing what? Practicing. That is the only way. So how do I get rid of that? Reactions, timestamps. Hold on. Okay. All right. Give me a second, y'all. I'm figuring everything out. Everything has to get figured out one step at a time. And honestly, this is probably a big lesson for anybody watching in the future. The only way you get better at doing anything in life is to practice. If you don't practice, if you don't put it into participation, put it into actual like working practice, then you're never going to succeed at anything. Like you're never going to see any real results from anything in your life. Nothing comes easy. Nothing comes from taking shortcuts. Nothing comes from can you see that? Nope, that doesn't look right. And the reason why I'm doing this live, because I'm gonna do this live stream anyway. It's pretty early on, so it's a good time for me to even do this, because people might not be tuning in on a regular basis. And this gives me time to actually work on it and see which setting actually looks right. Because, yeah, all of these look trash right now. All right, so we'll just keep this as normal. And we'll put this box over here. All right. Live chat. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to try this one more thing. Put another test message in there. Cool. All right. It's there. We'll be able to see it as time goes on. But we're going to get into some of these things that we're going to talk about. I have my tablet over here, and I'm going to start going through some of these things and seeing what we can talk about. So this is the Deciding to Do Better Reddit forum that I pull all of the things that we're going to talk about. And here we go. Okay, let's see. Phone addiction. All right, so this is the first one that we have here. And I'm not going to read all of these. I'm just going to get to the point of whatever it is that we're talking about, and then we'll see how we go from there. So this one, the guy's name is Enough Town 8862. Phone addiction, seeking advice. I have absolutely nothing to do today. No, that's cool. I have absolutely nothing to do today. I'm a teenager. School is out for the summer and there's nothing to do for the next 2 months. I picked up a job, so I'm going to be busy from 8 to 4. Well, that seems like something, but there's nothing else to do beyond that. Today I'm awake and it's currently 8 a.m. There's no plan for the day. What could I fill in my day to reduce screen time? Well, let me tell you this. As a teenager, probably like 16, I imagine, if you got a job or at least like a summer job or something like that, be a kid, man. I know people are going to be like, oh man, you should be focused on your goals and this, that, and the other and blah, blah, blah. But at your teenage years, man, these are the last years of your life where you absolutely get to just fuck off. Like this is the last hoorah that you're really going to have where there's no real consequences for you bullshitting. And you already having a summer job is already putting you one step ahead of everybody else that you're already, your peers. So phone addiction, it's already good. Self-awareness. You want to find more time or things that you can do to, better your time. Try learning a language. Use your phone instead of just scrolling on Facebook. Use it to actually learn to do something. And then one thing I found to actually help with that is not just to have a phone, but pull out an actual notebook and take notes and things on your notebook and learn something. That would be the only thing I would say that can keep you pretty preoccupied and get you away from the phone. Read a goddamn book. But no, seriously, that's a good question. And even as an adult, I find myself even getting too glued to my phone, and I do need breaks too. So I don't blame you for that. No biggie. All right, next one. My journey out of a toxic relationship. This is this is deep. My journey out of a toxic relationship. Leaving a toxic relationship isn't as simple as just walk away when you're in it. Especially for a long time, it can feel like you're trapped in a cycle with no clear exit. I've been there. Okay, well, they're just sharing their helpful tips. But I actually do want to speak on that. Let's finish this. What we have. You start questioning yourself, wondering if maybe you're overreacting or if staying is the right thing because of love, history, or fear of being alone. It's painful and confusing. One thing that helped me was recognizing the patterns, not just the big fights, but obvious disrespect. But the little ways I felt myself shrinking, walking on eggshells, losing my confidence, second guessing my own needs. All right. You got me. I'm going to keep reading because I actually kind of want to look into this because I know, every guy's going to go there. Everybody, if you've ever been in a relationship, is going to go there. Yeah. Realizing the pattern, walking, lose confidence, second guessing my own needs. When you constantly have to explain or justify wanting peace, that's a sign that something's very wrong. What made a difference was slowly rebuilding my inner voice. I started journaling, even just a few sentences a day to remind myself how things really felt. Not just what I told myself to survive. I also stopped isolating. I reached out to people I trusted, even if I didn't tell them everything at first. Just having someone who saw me as me, not through the lens of toxic person, gave me the courage and image of something that leaving that didn't change overnight. It was a process of small boundaries, planning, and slowly choosing myself again. If anyone reading this feels stuck, you're not crazy, you're not weak. The fact you're always aware of something is always a powerful step, right? I agree with all of this. You don't have to have all the answers today. Just keep choosing your peace, one small decision at a time. You deserve to feel safe, seen, and loved, and blah, blah, blah. Oh man, dude, I didn't even realize this is from a chick, but but all right. But honestly, this is actually something that I can relate to men, and especially like a guy that might feel lost in life, or if you're one of the guys that you're in a relationship with a woman and you don't know if you want to stay or if it's worth staying or this, that, and the other. Truth be told, the only person that can make that decision is you. And you being the only person that can make that decision is a pretty big pill to swallow. You know what I'm saying? And when I read something like this, obviously this is a woman that's posting this. But if I'm going to relate this to a man's journey, especially a man that maybe doesn't know where he's going in life, I'm going to say that being aware is a huge thing. And it goes along with all of the principles that are being taught here, like on this platform. This goes with all of this. This goes with stabilizing yourself. It goes with securing work. It goes with controlling the money. It goes with forging a brotherhood, building skills, strengthening your mind, and creating a vision. Those are the 7 steps that, that here on this channel that we do. And it's the way that we follow these steps because they're going to lead us to a better place. Like it's going to lead us to like our salvation. It's going to lead us to freedom. It's going to lead us to a place of not resentment, but to reassurance. And as a man, stabilizing yourself means understanding why am I feeling this way? Why are things progressing this way? Why are things starting to, overwhelm me? Why are these things doing this? And the reason that these things do this to us is because we lose track of ourselves because our space is chaotic. Living in a place that's chaotic it's automatically going to stop you from seeing what your real purpose is. That's all it is. So, toxic relationship or whatever it is you want to call it, the truth be told, you have more control than you think. All right. So, okay. So here's one. All right, so this one says, has anyone else felt completely numb for months and just going through the motions? Going through the motions? I've felt like I've just been surviving lately. I wasn't sad or even depressed. I just felt nothing. No excitement, no joy, just existing. I tried journaling, meditation, but none of that worked. I started doing all the things, the tiny joy habits, small daily wins that made me feel human again. I even turned into a short free guide. If anyone wants it, DM me if you want the guide. I'm not posting a link here out of respect for the rules, but mostly just because I wanted to ask, how do you start feeling again? All right, listen, we're men, okay? All right, what I'm saying on here is we are men, and us as men here, with the mindset that I teach here, we have to get control. And when I say control, I mean we have to get control and understanding on where things are coming from and understanding what series of events caused this to happen. This automatically, just looking at all of this tells me 100% that this guy is living a very chaotic life. And he probably doesn't realize it. And you might think chaotic, like what? Like, is everybody in his house drunk and fighting every day type of chaotic? No. Chaotic as in there is no plan. Chaotic as in he's probably not making much money. Chaotic as in this ain't it. He probably just wakes up every morning saying, this ain't it. Probably doesn't have a good social life. And these are all go in line with the 7 principles that we all on this channel apply in order to get to the next level of where we're going. This person is lost. And I say lost as in they don't know where they're going. They don't have anything. They're not stable. They keep trying and trying and trying instead of actually sticking to it. And this is probably why this is somebody that feels like they're just spinning through the circle, going through the motions. You do that when you're not stable. You do that when you're not secure. You do that when you don't have a brotherhood of people that you can depend on. You do that when you are not focused on building skills that matter, enhancing, maintaining, and creating new meaningful relationships. I don't think this is somebody that has that. And I wish I could talk to them face to face, like get on a call. And as a matter of fact, if you are interested on getting on a call with me one of these days so we can talk about maybe some of your issues, let me know. I'll be here. But this is why this stuff works. This is exactly why it works. Because you don't have to just go through the motions. You can go through these steps, but going through these steps is not going to just be a go through the motions. You have to get off your lazy ass and you actually got to do something. Like you actually have to work through and make things happen. That's all it is. All right. All right. So what's this one say? This says, how do I be less offended when people put down things like that? I've noticed that I have a tendency to be super upset when people don't like things that I like, or when they put them down, or make fun of things I like, or critique things I work on. I do get offended. I know rationally that it's just their opinion and everyone's entitled to it. I also know rationally that that it can even be useful input sometimes, and that I might need to hear something sometimes. I also know that sometimes people put down my likes and interests because of an issue they have. So sometimes it might not be about me, and I know why I'm like this as well, but I'm still getting emotional. All right, here it is. We got to get a hold of those emotions. This is the biggest thing, in my journey, like from my experience. Being emotional is a part of being human. And being a man, we have a responsibility to hone in on our emotions. I'm not saying that we can't express sadness or we can't express anger and frustration, but we have to get a hold of it. So you already being aware that this bothers you is one step, but we got to get in therapy. You know what I mean? Like we got to talk to a therapist about this, because this stuff comes from something internal. I know because I've been through this before. You feeling offended, sad, or hurt when people don't agree with things that you like, or they say what the things that you like are not really like, their thing or whatever, that makes you upset, probably comes from something that happened in your childhood or something that happened in your adult life that you have not processed yet. And you not processing this stuff is what's holding you back from really being free from all of this, because you're not free from it. And the reason you're not free from it is because you're still holding on. Like you're holding on to something, and there's some trauma that's been there, that's been in your life present, whether you think you remember it or not. You got to dig deep and find out what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't sit here. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you that. But I know you being offended by that comes from a place of insecurity, and it probably comes from a place in your childhood. For me, it was being rejected by my peers, being rejected in away from family, feeling like an outcast, feeling, all sorts of alone, lost. And these things are something that I had to understand about myself in order to, start moving forward. And moving forward is where you have to go. Like it's how you got it. That's how you're going to be able to get from point A to point B. And that's it. That's it, man. And if I was to talk about this person, like if I was to see like I'm offended by this, that, and the other, I would also say that this person right here, they are probably, on step 4. They don't have a brotherhood. They don't have somebody that, or a group of people that they can talk to that's going to help them, for lack of better words, develop some thick skin. So yeah, man, I feel you. I feel you, but you got to get help. You got to go see a doctor. You got to go see a therapist and talk about your stuff. All right. So this is who I really want to talk to right here. This is my bread and butter. Like people like this that are going through stuff like this. These are the people I love talking to because I know I can help you. I know I can help you. Feeling stuck with no routine. WFH. I don't know what that means. I am not cool anymore. This is how I know I'm getting older because I don't know what acronyms mean. I've been feeling stuck in lazy, unproductive routine. I work from home full time and my job isn't very demanding. I usually get most of my work done in the morning and then the rest of the day just slips away. I take care of my dog. I eat maybe 2 small meals, take a nap, spend hours watching TV, scrolling on my phone. God, I want to get you on a call so we can talk about this. My life technically functions like this. I meet deadlines, take care of what I have to, but I don't feel good living like this. I know having a routine would help me feel better in every single aspect, but it's hard to find the motivation to change when there's no urgency or reason to. I live alone. All right. A lot of red flags. And I think this is going to be my last one because I got to go. And then I'll try to live stream again later. But anyway, so this is my favorite type of person to help. This is the person that I am talking to. Like if you're watching this, this is the person. Like YouTube, I want you to like I can't be any more clear about this. And I want YouTube to hear me say this too. YouTube, I am looking for people that feel stuck with no routines. I am looking for people who are interested in finding a stable routine, finding structure, and finding ways that they can improve their life because they've been living a life of mediocrity. I'm going to take you from point A, which is feeling alone, feeling stuck, and having no routine, to feeling fulfilled in the life that you're living, to having a solid routine, to having a support system around you that is going to stop you from failing. That is my audience. That is who I want these videos to be shown to, because you're not broken. And the things you think might be holding you back in life are not the things that you may realize from the very, from the get-go, right? I don't think you need a routine. I think you just need change. When you sit stagnant, especially if you work a job that doesn't challenge your brain to actually function, to actually use like analytical, critical thinking skills, you feel stuck. I work in a job like that. I have worked in a job like that, where you sit there, you do the job, you know what you're doing, you're reliable, you get the job done, you check the blocks. But then you've been checking the blocks for so long that you forget, like you totally forget that you're an actual human. You forget that you're actually like trying to be something. You forget that you actually have to progress. And what you have done, my friend, is you've hit the dead end. Like that you've hit a part in life where you're just kind of scrolling through. And that's exactly where this is feeling stuck is coming from. And I don't know if you said how long you've been working at this job, but this is what it is. Your environment is a direct representation of your mental state. Clean house, right? A clean house has a very strict and straightforward correlation to a clear mind. And this is exactly why I'm like step number one in my thing is to stabilize. It's to clean your house, clean your car, go for a walk, right? This is where we start getting in shape. This is where we start exercising. We start working on understanding, like changing our physical surroundings. And now you got to secure work. If this job is not challenging you mentally, and I'm not talking about being burned out, that's a different story. I'm talking about feeling a sense of purpose, leaving work thinking, I think I did something productive today, you know? Or if you're telling me you got time to do something, maybe you pick up a little side gig on, you know, if you work from home, maybe you can do a second job from home or something like that, you know, so you feel a little bit more purposeful about what you're doing, because then you're going to start controlling your money. Because if you could do you know, I'm all about the, what they call it, overemployment. If you can do it, man, do it. Because nobody give a fuck about you. Them companies don't care about you. They don't. Control your money. Shit, man. Forge a brotherhood. You got to get people around you. Your life feels stuck. You feel like you're in this crazy routine because you don't have any of the X factors. You don't have any of these wild things coming, like wild cards, things, external things in your life that come into it that cause you to get out of the boring bullshit routines. For example, you have a brotherhood of friends, of people, they call you and say, hey man, I'm having a barbecue this weekend. You want to come by? Or you have, you know, whatever the case may be. It could be any of that. But this is the bread and butter. This is the, oh my God, I want to get this guy on a call and I want to talk to you about this. But this is exactly what it is. You want things to change. You can chat GPT, you can Google all of the routines and blah, blah, blah. Cause I've done it before, tried to, you know, follow strict routines or whatever, but it's got to come from you and it has to come from change. And it's got to be from practical, real, measurable, you know, tangible steps that you can do to get where you want to go. So let's make a plan. All right. And I already got one for you already. Stabilize, secure work. You might need to find a different job that actually challenges you to move up in life. Control your money. Let's invest in yourself. Let's figure out how we can learn new skills so that we can better ourselves, right? Let's forge a brotherhood. Let's go make some friends, man. I think you even said that you're living alone. Yeah, you live alone, ain't got no girlfriend. Get a girl. That'll add a little bit more. The right girl, not just any girl. You know, that also will break up your routine. It gives you a little bit more purpose. Build skills, learn something, level up, strengthen your mind, get in therapy, talk to a therapist about this, man. Y'all must think I'm playing with this therapy shit. You playing with this, man. And then, you know, after you strengthen your mind, create a vision. Look at creating something for yourself, whether it's investments, whether it's real estate, starting a business, doing this, starting a YouTube channel. You know, there's something that you can do to win. And I know that. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to stop here because my computer is about to die. And it took me a long time to get set up today. And we're going to keep improving as things go along. Okay. All right. Look, do not let today's problems leak into tomorrow. Solve things one thing at a time and then address the next one and then the next one. I'll see you later.